Do you see any space between my heels, Will?
Yeah.
How much?
About a fist.
About a hand's width, right? We're going to say between 1 and 2 hands width of space between your heels from your training partner's perspective. Okay? So now he moves, I got to move, right? He put himself on that line. Thanks, Will. So now I put myself on that line. So these lines are actually really great. When I do a lot of movements, I use these lines on the boards because it helps keep my feet moving in straight lines. But if I gather my rear foot towards my body, and then I put my weight on my rear foot and I step forward with my forward foot, we're going to call that a what? Gathering step, right? I'm going to call it a gathering step if I'm moving to my rear, I gather my forward foot first towards my body, and then I step with my rear foot towards the rear. So my rear foot in the direction I'm moving. So if I'm moving forward, that's this one. If I'm moving back, that's this one, okay? We call this a what? Notice my hips. Do my hips change orientation as I move this way? Don't do anything. Answer my question. Do my hips change orientation as I move this way? No. Am I controlled in this action or explosive in this action? So what makes it controlled? What are the things about it that make it a controlled action?
There's a point in the middle at least where you could reverse your action.
Right. So throughout the entirety of the action, from start to completion, I can change what I'm doing, or maybe in terms of a fencing match, I can respond instantaneously to motion that I perceive in my training partner, right? That makes it a controlled action, okay? If it's an explosive action, what does that mean?
You have a point of commitment.
Yeah, so I'm committed at least from the moment I start the action until the moment I complete the action, I'm committed to that action. Okay, does that make sense? That's what explosive means. So we want to do both. Why do we want to do both?
They have different uses.
What's that?
They have different uses.
They have different uses. What's the benefit of using an explosive step?
Speed, probably.
Yeah, I can make it happen faster, right? What are some of the drawbacks of using an explosive step?
You're committed. Yeah.
You're committed, so you can't respond, right? Easy day. So, gathering step. Now, how is that different from a passing step? What happens in a passing step? I change the orientation of my hips. So I take my rear hip, in this case, my rear hip is my left hip, my left foot is back, and then I bring my rear hip forward, and then I bring my center of mass forward, and then my rear hip becomes my forward hip. My left hip is forward. Does that make sense? So a passing step is not, in this system of language, a passing step is not where I take my rear foot and move it past my forward foot. Right? Why? Because in this case, my hips haven't changed orientation. So this is just one half of a gathering step. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's just practice gathers and passes. We'll do it a few lines and get rows going, and then we'll come back to it. Thanks for watching Historical Fencing Channel content. If you'd like to learn more, check out our Patreon link in the description for detailed, one-on-one, tailored instruction. And don't forget to like and subscribe.